Spargo and Aqua here, people just have not really been talking about him winning anything.
Yeah, and of course, we got to talk a lot about the upcoming prodigy himself, SHADIC, as we start off top 32, winner's side. Here we go. SHADIC was able to win a very poor matchup yesterday. He had a close one against Shiny Mark not that long ago against Smash Factor, and he lost it in a heartbreaker. But when he played against ESAM, he won 3-0. I've always said, in the future, this kid is a future top 10. I truly believe that, and I'm not backing down from that idea.
Oh yeah, if there's like another game that comes out, right, and there will be, obviously, we've had this conversation where I'm right and you're wrong, and they buff Corrin, yeah, you're going to definitely 100% see this kid, because not only is he getting better, but if they make the character better, yeah. But here's the other thing too, is I'm excited to see the Terry come out. I've told Riddles before, I said I think Terry is legitimately your best character. I understand Kazuya is the most busted, right, you get a lot out of Kazuya, but when he is on point, his Terry is terrifying. And going against Swordies, that's your best possible outcome.
Look, here's the thing, too. You think back to the most impressive match I've ever seen him win as he's going up 2 stocks here against SHADIC right now. That reverse 3-0 against Sonics, that matchup is still not great as Terry either, but he's looking to try and start off top 32 winner side against SHADIC with a potential 3-stock. It might not happen, but this is a dominant start.
Yeah. Now, I don't really know if SHADIC plays another character. I know he's pretty much just like a character loyalist.
I can talk to you about that, actually. Dada came to me yesterday and was asking me, do you think my son should be looking to a secondary? He wanted genuine advice because he's been trying to talk to him about it. But SHADIC's responses have always been, Dad, I want to figure it out. I can figure it out. I know I can figure it out. And that type of mentality is the same thing I've seen from MKLeo, Spargo, Light, all of them. Even if you're playing a character with bad matchups, you need to be able to stop and say, maybe it's my fault and I can try and figure out what I need to do. And I don't think that's why we're going to not see him switch.
That is raw as hell.
Yeah.
Listen, at some point, maybe, because honestly, like, I think Terry's just a very tough matchup for any Swordy, right? His swords are his arm. That dude is a big, brawly guy. But right now, as we can see, even though with Riddles starting off super hot, and I know SHADIC's not making a huge comeback here, but he's doing a pretty solid job. All right, that roll I think was definitely a mistake. But yeah, it looks like he's starting to get more comfortable. You can definitely tell SHADIC, he does play a little bit nervous sometimes when he's fighting these big matches, and he starts off a little bit slow, right? But as you can see, he's getting more comfortable. He's understanding, I can fight this. I can play this game.
He's bringing this all the way back. He's barely been hit on this last stock. He's working on what is about to be a 3rd stock comeback. And even if he does lose this round, because this is a very big deficit, going into game 2, this is going to be so much better for him because look at the way he's spacing and evading quite literally all of his starters.
His movement's actually really crisp right now, too. If he didn't, oh no!
one individual mistake finally.
I just can't believe that slipped past the platform and was able to get him. That's what was getting me. But yeah, honestly, SHADIC you got to be able to shrug that off, right? He's playing incredibly well.
Yeah.
Right? The start was rough. Riddles was just beating the hell out of him. As the game went on, you can see SHADIC was starting to kind of figure it out, starting to change the tempo a little bit. Riddles was looking confident the whole way through, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he felt a doubt in his mind.
I don't think there's a world where SHADIC doesn't make the adaptations going into game 2 as well. Because, like, that was about a minute and 30 seconds where it was just SHADIC playing the game.
Yeah.
It was Riddles hunting for the KO, but he was up a stock, so he doesn't need to go crazy, right? But you're still in a position where you are trying to close the game out, and your opponent is just reading every single thing you're doing. You look at like the deep thought going on in his eyes right now too. Like he was, you know, you want to make sure you get the hand warmers up. You want to make sure that you're ready. It is the first match of the day, but it is best of 5 territory. Riddles has to make sure that what just happened at the end does not happen again because that match almost got away from him.
Well, all right, though, here we go into our next match. Going to PS2 here, having a little bit of that extra room, the larger blast zones as well. I think this is a good play for both players here, but I think it will noticeably help SHADIC quite a bit more. Now, you got to stop getting caught up in stuff like that. Riddles is going to find it one way or another, but you do got to try and find a way to be a little bit more elusive if possible. Yeah,
I'm noticing something that Riddles is taking full advantage of too is most of the time fighting against Corrin, a lot of people can't do too much because those spaced aerials are so good, but that neutral B was so good because it forced Corrin to have to go low. You can't try to take a high recovery route to get around that.
Yeah, I mean, that was just honestly a great play from Riddles, and he's actually done that a couple times now where he goes out and does the aerial power wave, and we've actually had to see SHADIC do a neutral air dodge so he can try to find a way to get past it. And yeah, that was actually a great pin. Can he find a way to close out this stock? He does. and now evens it up 2 stocks apiece, 0%.
This is exactly what we wanted to see. We want to see an even set going all the way through. This is very biasly, I want to see game 5s out of these type of matches because both of these players have been so good, and obviously Riddles is someone if you're putting on a chart, you're going to go, yeah, that's probably in my top 4. But watch the way that these juggles continue. He's going straight to 70 plus off of one good spaced aerial.
And that's the thing is Terry's got a bigger body, and he's a bit heavy too, so those carries are going to be happening quite a bit. That juggle situation is going to be lethal.
Them shoulders are very broad, so it's kind of hard to get around all that. But something he does have is because of that auto turnaround, you normally can't do cross-ups with Corrin at all with safe aerials. So you have to be careful because things like this will lead to quick, easy punishes.
Dude, if he wasn't fighting an auto turnaround character right now, some of these mix-ups would be sick as hell. And they are still nice, right? It goes to show he has the movement, he has the mentality, and the know-how to kind of, dash around here, threading the needle. It's just that auto turnaround's kind of getting him a few times. That was slick.
That was really slick. He baited the idea he'd go up at him. Oh, that's a misinput. You absolutely wanted rising tackle in that spot.
Oh, big. Gonna be able to take it. Not quite. A little bit heavy there. But he's got go, 138. Can he close it out? Tries to go for the pin.
Yep.
Gets the back air. That will be enough.
Space back airs at the ledge are your best friend. Making sure that someone like Terry, who has a pretty linear route to get down, not the best disadvantage in the world, you start pressuring him like this because all he can do is swing aggressively, and look at how much damage SHADIC is putting on now.
Yep. There we go, getting those back airs spaced out. He's been doing a really great job of actually utilizing these back airs quite a bit. That is going to be a stock. Yes, it will. That rising tackle, man. Terry hurts hard. I know we've been talking about his arms and his shoulders, but man, those legs, those things go crazy.
He does not skip leg day one bit.
He's just wearing jeans. You can't see it.
Yeah, it's hidden underneath there. And right now, he's making sure it's still getting the work done. But SHADIC looking for an air dodge option to try to go for that neutral B. SHADIC's still pressuring a ton off these platforms. You can fade away. Yeah, you can just let that rock. You can falling up air. There's not much he needs to worry about in that situation.
That was so smart. Having the pin on the platform, dropping so you'd be underneath them with a falling up air. That covered so many options. The back air, will that be enough? Not quite yet. Again, he is a heavy guy. 137, that pin immediately. And that's what I'm talking about. Game 1 looked a little bit rough, but you could tell immediately during that game 1, he was getting more confident. He was finding his rhythm. Immediately applied that in game 2. And we're going into game 3 tied up.
The moment that I saw that minute and a half of SHADIC playing the game alone on Smashville in game 1, that's when you knew that he woke up. Again, this is the very beginning of the day. It takes a bit to get yourself warmed up. Now, ball is in Riddles' court. What is he going to do to make the adjustments? Because most of the time that match, he was actually playing very well on defense, Skip, but when he got hit once, because of the platform extensions, he was taking like 50+% for any interaction he lost. How is he going to play around that this time?
I mean, we'll definitely see what options he has. I mean, you got to keep in mind, Riddles has 1 Super Majors. Right? He has, I think it's just Collision, but he's also won other events.
There was the one before that. The one he was, he balled out into tears that he beat Light over, was it
he won Big House.
Yes,
he also did win Big House, yeah. So he's won Big House, he's won Collision, he's won Super Majors, right? SHADIC hasn't really quite reached that level. I don't think he's won a major, even like a C tier or a B tier or whatever. I know some people like to call this regionals. I hate you guys. But the problem is that SHADIC has
C++
regional SHADIC has had the talent to get it done. It's just there's some things that just isn't quite reaching that pinnacle yet, right?
Yeah.
Riddles is comfortable, he's been here before, but we can see SHADIC's rising to that occasion.
It'll happen at some point. We already know that it is inbound that one day SHADIC will stand on that stage holding a trophy. It is inevitable. But Riddles is a huge roadblock in that way, especially back here on Smashville. This is a great stage for this. He has less room that he can work with spacing-wise. I like the up B out of shield, and it's going to be hard to set up ledge traps the way that SHADIC's playing all of a sudden.
Okay, dude, this is actually getting a little bit terrifying here. SHADIC is playing some great offense by keeping Riddles on the defensive end non-stop. His advantage state has been exceptional. But there we go. We got the back throw off stage. Go is ready to go. 93% here. All right,
that was so fast. That was such a quick get-up option of up air from that position, because most of the time you do not want to do that in front of someone like Riddles, but Riddles ends up paying the price anyways and ends up losing his stock first.
Yeah, so he's going to have to make sure he gets that charged rising tackle just about every time, because I feel like SHADIC's really starting to get the rhythm down here to get that pin.
Yeah, and Riddles has been able to basically get a 90% success rate out of that power wave off stage. So if that keeps working, SHADIC is going to have to jump early pretty soon, and Riddles could read that with a down air. I would not be surprised to see that situation come up pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. Right now, though, okay, we're getting a juggle situation here, which is crazy. Oh, that was a little terrifying.
I thought he ripped his jump there, too, and he's dead.
Yep. Listen, Burning Knuckle honestly is one of the most underrated moves in the game. Unless you fight a Terry often, like you don't realize how good that move actually is. It closes out stock so well. Everything combos into it. It's beautiful.
A big part of that with that Nair, being able to convert off of all these aerials in those positions. You don't expect Terry to chase after you sometimes in that spot until you realize it and then you die. And he's got a massive lead all of a sudden.
Yep. Now, I want to know what SHADIC's actually banning here, too, because why are we going to Smashville again?
If I remember correctly, I saw him ban out the FD-style stages. So it was FD, Kalos, and there was one more. It's 3 bans.
Was it Town?
It might have been Town, and I agree with banning Town away from someone like Terry, but the problem is Smashville is also just as good. You get a slightly smaller blast zone, but also you have way less room to run away, and that made that such a big difference. Once Riddles got that offstage KO, it never ended up going back to SHADIC.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a tough one there, but it is what it is. SHADIC, again, look at he looks composed. It's crazy, dude. I mean, we've been watching this kid get older. He looks so much like his dad now.
Bro, dude.
Like, because he had a baby face for so long. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, and it still kills me because once again, here is yet another young phenom who has fundamentals he should not have. Like, he has, the way that he approaches the game is crazy for being at his age. That's why there's such a high skill ceiling still to go for him. But again, the big roadblock in the way is somebody who has already gotten past those phases. Riddles. Riddles is holding on to not only those trophies, but that liquid sponsorship for good reason. He has earned it very well over the past 2 years.
I mean, adversity builds character, right? Putting yourself in a position to not be afraid to lose, to go out there, give it your all, right? Losing, but like building that confidence, that does so much for you going forward. Not even just like in the game, but in real life. Like, hey, I'm not afraid to fail because I'm going out there giving it my all and I'm learning something from it, right? If I fail, that's whatever. I got something I can learn from. I can go back to watch. And I mean, SHADIC, look, he looks composed. He's ready to go. We're on Kalos. Let's see how it plays out.
All right, looks like he's going to decide to let it rock and go to a to a FD style stage instead. And something that's very important to me, we talked about this many times over, is I watch the cameras all the time to see body language. Because you need to know that someone's feeling confident, feeling good, because if you're letting that stuff get to you, your opponent might notice. And right now it looks like that last match has not gotten to SHADIC at all, as he's already started off with 94%.
Dude, the opening combo was up air, up air, up air, up air, back air. Like,
dude, this is a frame trap machine.
But it's not even that. It's the spacing and the timing was just right for that to happen.
Yeah,
like that was insane.
This is why when everybody, you know, was joking beforehand, like, oh, everybody knew this character was broken after Leo showed up, right? No, like, this character's always been very solid with the frame, with all of these aerials. It's just nobody knew how to play neutral again with her because of the insta-pin change. We are seeing 3 of them here in winner's side because everybody has now refigured out that those aerials and that spaced aerials are so good. Kalos is going to help him survive that one time. You're not getting a second shot at that, though.
That's true. I like that. Actually, the wall's coming into play here. That's going to give him some mix-ups on recovery, too. So that's going to be very, very huge for SHADIC moving forward here. There we go, the dash attack, not going to be enough. But again, either hit from either player here should generally wrap this up. That's going to close out that stock. And we got Riddles taking the 3-2 stock lead. That's
going to be the big benefit of Terry here compared to Corrin, is that Terry's going to be able to find those kills off the top as well, even with this big blast out of Kalos. It does not matter. And so far, with that go meter, a big part of the comeback that he had before, and it is now gone, is that he was able to abuse that meter so well against Sonics. You do not want him to keep that.
Okay, there we go. We have time to go for the grab. We get a rapid jab punish here. Just 13%, but it also gives him so much space. And we've seen what SHADIC does with space. If you give him the chance to try and, you know, throw some feints out there, get you all mixed up on how he's approaching, you're going to be dealing with a lot of damage.
No, you're so right. Like, his turn should have still been going on, but he accidentally messed up where he aimed after that frame chop pulling up here, because that would have been a guaranteed grab that he could have kept going. Doesn't matter, though. He's still keeping it going.
Dude, his up airs are just, honestly, they're so well placed. It's such a good move. I always forget how good that move is until I start seeing it thrown out 4 or 5 times and they're all connected.
Yeah. It always blows my mind too. Every time I watch Power Dunk go through and it whiffs, but it's a bait because you think you could punish that and then the jabs come out. So you can see SHADIC understands, but that shield poke, he wasn't ready. It does get a cross-up shield poke at that range, and he did not aim his shield back up or try to parry it.
Oh, wow, okay. He immediately went out there. Do we see the edge guard attempt? Get him out of here. No, he's living.
Yeah, shout out to Kalos and Terry's weight. Otherwise, he would have been gone. One back air at ledge might do it. The sweet spot a little bit too far away to take care of it.
There we go, closes it out. We are in the last stock scenario. Now keep in mind, this is the winner side of bracket, so both these players will have a chance to continue playing their way in the tournament. But SHADIC, you gotta wake something up here. I need to see something fierce.
Well, he's starting that right now. You have the double up air, but all you need is one good hit from Terry and you invalidate all of that neutral win. Already at 65%.
Dude, Terry's just so scary, man. Especially the way that Riddles plays him and that burning knuckle once again coming through, controlling that stage.
This is a very important situation right now, Skip. At 115, any combo at the ledge will kill. You have to be so careful here if you're SHADIC when you're getting back on. That will actually, it's going to end up finishing the jab combo instead. So he's very lucky because that very much should have been a rising tackle to close out the game.
Oh, dude, this kid's so terrifying. And there's a lot of rage on SHADIC in this position, too. Oh, that could have been the game if he was just a little bit higher.
A good fade back, too, to make sure he got the instant pin safely. Oh. If he gets one more area on the left or a call out on that, he's going to push it to game number 5.
Dude, can you hear that? We are just starting top 32. The crowd is already loud. We got a lot of people watching as it is. And listen, if you are in the venue right now, if you want to watch any of this top 8, you better start getting your seats.
Yeah, you better rush over to any of the available seating because even the ones on the side are starting to fill in. This is only going to get more intense as the day goes on. This is being followed up by one of the most anticipated matches we have been waiting for a while. Then there is so many more right after that. We're starting it off with the potential of Riddles joining Sonics in the loser side. Another one of the top seeds being set down there by one of the Corrins and continuing this insane run that we've been watching them do here at SmashCon.
See all that thought process going in there? Dude, that's the thing too, is the fact that Riddles went for that crack shoot. I understand center stage is safe, right?
That's the first time he did that all set too.
Well, the thing is just like 10 seconds before that, he barely missed an up air, right? He was just a little too low, which would have closed the game at that point too. So the fact that Riddles kind of like tried to go center stage again, I'm a little like, you probably should have known better, but with the way that SHADIC is kind of covering every possible option, when you are up in an air like that, like I guess you kind of just have to be like, all right, I hope he messes up. But here we go, and not only the stage 5 pick going to Riddles, but the music buff too.
Yes, always. Look, every single person in the crowd and anybody else can hear it. The moment you pick Tekken music, know that you've become a favorite of ours. Always pick good music. Do not make me hear Animal Crossing music again if I can avoid it. So, game number 5. A lot is on the line because honestly, you are setting a very difficult bracket path for yourself from this point forward if you are not able to get through on winner's side.
Just give me like actual legitimate like Namco sound team remixes of Animal Crossing music.
You know, actually I'd be about that. If the Tekken team would like to just remix every single song.
Every single song. Can you imagine some of the Pokemon themes?
Cynthia's theme remix would go even harder.
Oh my God.
But all right, here we go. 102%, and he's already dead. Terry wasting no time to start things off.
Yeah, man. And Riddle's definitely going to be starting up higher the entire time. I've said it once, I've said it a million times, I'm going to say it again. I think his Terry's better than his Kazuya.
I agree with you. I honestly think that Terry's been putting in so much work of late. And also, a lot of his Street Fighter 6 play, to be honest, is helping out the way he plays neutral in this. It has really improved his overall defense by a lot. And that's a big part of what we're seeing here to start things off.
Hey, man, sometimes you just got to learn neutral in another game, and all of a sudden you start getting some ideas. You say, wait, I can apply this some way, somehow, into another game I play competitively.
No!
I hate to see it.
I am very sparingly use the word unfortunate because a lot of times scenarios can lead to something else. But right now, that is one of the most unfortunate things we can see in this game 5. Now SHADIC has to work back 2 full stocks to try and make this happen.
Well, listen, the first game started off in a 3-stock to 1 scenario too, and we saw SHADIC start to battle back pretty well. Now, we did see him reel back. He put his hand in his head, right? And he's probably a little upset, but we just need to see him continue to play his game. Keep in mind, you have one of the best spacing characters in the game here. You've got some crazy aerials. Keep working your game out, kid.
You got to make everything count. You cannot make any mistakes. That's going to be 1 instant pin, but that's not going to end up leading to the KO. Terry having that weight on him. Back here at ledge. No, doesn't even need it. Gets the pin. 86 is on the board. You have to play perfect from this point forward and hopefully have him drop things like that in the future.
Listen, the way I see it is, right, as long as Dak's in the crowd, it's you don't believe in you. Believe in me that believes in you.
You saying SHADIC is actually canonically in current logon? Yeah. I'm here for this, but
I mean, legitimately though. I mean, okay, so right now Riddle's doing a great job on the offensive. That was actually very scary there. The fact that Riddles was not able to get that punish was actually crucial. Oh, that's huge.
Wait a minute. When things like that start to happen, you start to get frustrated, and if he can continue to have drops like that occur, SHADIC can start to bring this back.
I like the little wiggle up the shield there too. Listen, SHADIC's not out of this, not at all. Riddles is actually flubbing a few times now.
Yo, wait a minute.
Wait.
That's his jump gone. He's got an air dodge in. He gets around it though. He gets away from the up air. He's got a shot to be able to close this out, and that's going to close it out. He's now on last stock.
This is scary, Ajax. This is doable. It's 145, that's a lot of rage.
Oh, and it rolled right into it. SHADIC ends up going right up into the roll position. Riddles knew, he waited it out, and he got one moment of reprieve because he had that big mistake land right in front of him. But kudos to SHADIC for that, even after that SD, bringing it all the way back, because that very much was a doable game for him to still win.
Yeah, and who knows how different this game could have been without it, you know? But hey, mistakes are made. We said at the very beginning, it does not matter how many times you lose, right? The fact that you take moments like these, you apply them to your game. You take those mental notes, right? They don't make you better in the long run. You could tell that SHADIC's very